This is sports stuff, betting stuff.
Ciao. That is not a reflection on how I did. That is a reflection on I'm back.
Alex has returned after a week hiatus, doing God knows what Alex was doing. Were you just inebriated? What was going on?
It wasn't actually that bad. No. I mean, yeah, I was out at a bar, but we took a vote, and basically the vote was I was most trustworthy to be the DD, so I was the DD, so I was not actually ever inebriated
God,
beyond
God,
having.
God help the
So you could
souls.
have been on the pod from the bar since you weren't drinking.
Thank you.
You would
Thank
have
you.
No, no,
been.
no. The bar would have been too loud.
Yes, this would have been a whole thing. We've tried to do this before.
Uh, I still think
Well,
you could have done
I'm glad you did because I had a good time last week. I thought
it.
we
He's like, I got the play, so I'm good.
If you have not been able to gather yet, Nemi is back. Chat about his picks from last week and be part of the discussion for this week. His short run will not end forever, but at least the short stint will end after this week, so we can welcome some other guests. But thank you, Nemi, for agreeing to be back on.
Yeah.
Yep,
Happy
happy to be back.
We got
One
happy to
more
have
time.
you.
we got the four circles of death instead of the three this week in the betting episode. Quick introduction for any new listeners. I think we had some new listeners last week, so thank you, Demi. Appreciate that. Any support that you provided in highlighting yourself and our betting episode. I am the original degenerate, Muff,
Hello, Muff.
Uh,
joined alongside the Ohio Homer, the Ohio degenerate, and the capo of the Midwest Crack House, Jim.
We beat Carolina last night. Ha ha! Fuckers.
Is Carolina a rivalry for you?
It's slowly becoming one because my familial divide. So yes, for me
hmm.
it is.
I was gonna say, realistically, do they even have a rival yet? Like, is it
I don't
just?
think so. But
But
for me,
for you, it can be. That's fine.
slowly becoming one. I got a text message that was like, I'm going to see your team lose to Carolina. And I was like, yeah, you probably are. And then 4-2, Kraken beat the Hurricane. And I was like, ha ha, gotcha.
Sure you didn't grow up in West Virginia?
I know. Thank you.
The
Thank you.
Hurricane.
The Hurricane?
The Hurricane.
Just just curious there. Also, another half of the original degenerate crew and the medical degenerate, Alex.
That's me.
We just talked about Alex's proclivities last week, which didn't involve much, I guess, aside from being a DD.
Yes,
A
but
responsible human on the night before
believe it or
Thanksgiving.
not, yeah, I was a responsible human last week. I don't often get to tell myself that, but I was.
And we don't have a nickname for you yet, Nemi, do we?
Nah, we'll just go with Nemi for now.
We'll just go with
I like
Nemi.
it.
Gotta gotta we have to
Just
earn
me.
we have to earn a degenerate tag
I think Nemi
First,
is just Nemi. Like
yeah,
Just
Nemi,
Nemi. That's
Muff, Nemi, Alex, Jim, all one word syllables.
I'd love it.
we go. I can get down with that. All right. As a reminder to everybody, our exclusive betting app is FanDuel.
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 Does Nemi use FanDuel?
One of my apps is FanDuel, yes. So that counts.
You're like, Jim, you're a cheater.
Well, he never stated that he had an exclusive app, so it's not cheating if you've never been exclusive.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that sounds like every excuse ever.
You know what app my favorite is each week? The one that gives me the most profit boosts.
That's right.
There each week.
The one that has the most payouts.
That's
That's
correct.
the favorite. Uh, Alex, is this like your life? Never exclusive, but always
Pretty
Alex
much.
coming with the
around.
heaters
I
now.
mean, he's not, honestly, I have to own that. That's where I live. He
Where I
knows me.
live.
He knows me well.
All right. We're going to go over last week's best bets, our specialty picks, get into the NFL and the small conference championship weekend slate in the college football world. Getting into last week's recap first, starting off the best record for the week. Yours truly, me.
Here we go.
I went 5-4 for the week, bringing my overall record to 51-40 for a 560 winning percentage. My losses Bowling Green did not cover against Miami, Ohio. In fact, they lost outright. So that was a loss. Kansas also did not cover, lost outright to Baylor. When I lost this week, I lost hard, everybody. I lost hard because I also had the Steelers Bengals under 47.5, and this was the highest points total in the NFL this year.
Highest ever in the AFC North, perhaps, for the last like 25 years, I think.
Yeah. So I lost. All of my losses were just big. My last loss was the Titans plus 5.5 at the Commanders. That was terrible, terrible early on. The Titans tried to make a competition out of it. I'm not going to say a game. They just tried to be competitive, and the Commanders pulled away at the end. My wins were the Florida Gators covering 14.5 at Florida State. Penn State to cover 24.5 hosting Maryland. Syracuse plus the points, 10.5 hosting Miami, Florida. The Jags plus 4.5 hosting the Texans. And the Broncos to cover 5.5 in Monday Night Football against the Browns.
You're welcome. Jameis Winston says you're welcome for that.
I will take all of Jameis's prayers, tidings, everything. I'll take it all. Thank you, Jameis. Praise be. Next, Jim.
I went 4-5. My losses, I lost the Lions, minus 10.5 at the Bears, Texans, minus 4.5 at the Jags. Lost that Bowling Green game like Muff. Lost the Tennessee Vandy, took Vandy plus 10.5. My wins, I won the Seahawks minus 1.5. The Broncos minus 5.5. The Browns, South Carolina money line, and the Florida minus 14.5 at Florida State.
Nemi?
I went 4-5 as well. Got UTSA plus 7.5 against Army. The Arizona plus 9 against Arizona State. That wasn't even close. They destroyed them. UCF minus 9.5 to Utah. I believe they lost outright, so that's also not a good one. LSU minus 5.5 to Oklahoma. Won that one. Also won the Bears plus 10 on Thanksgiving. The Rams minus 2.5 against the Saints on Sunday. And I lost the Notre Dame USC under. That went way over, especially in the fourth quarter. And then lost to South Carolina Clemson over as well. Then I had some money line underdogs. I went 2-2 in that. So my round robin, I won one of my 2-team parlays. So not bad. But
Not bad. All right. Alex?
I went 2-4. I went against Muff and was plus 24.5 at Penn State, which was a loss. I lost Iowa to cover 4.5 versus Nebraska. And I won Arizona State minus 8.5 at Arizona. Definitely the good Arizona State team showed up. In the NFL, I lost the Lions minus 9.5 versus the Bears. The Bucks minus 5.5 at the Panthers, and I won the Broncos minus 5.5 versus the Browns.
All right,
That
brings
put me
us.
at
Yeah.
oh, sorry. That it was 2-4 for the week. Puts me at 44 and 47 overall with a 484 winning percentage. We got to get on it this week. Time is dwindling, and I refuse to finish below 500.
Fuses. I have realized I've made a grave error. We did not introduce our totems, our tokens, our items of good luck.
Well, you can introduce yours if you'd like.
Are you wearing yours, Jim?
I am. I know you don't usually look at the screen. I am.
I'll give him credit for that.
All right, my token, my totem, my item of good luck is my West Virginia conductor's cap. No longer, no longer in support of Neil Brown.
No longer in sport. Well, now I can be in sport. I'm in support of him as a human being.
who are you supportive as new coach?
Rich Rod.
Whoever the next coach is.
Let's go, Rich Rod.
Shut up.
Okay.
Alex?
Mine is the Carhartt snow cap combo. I had the flaps up before, and it is getting chillier and it is getting closer, and we need to heat up a little more because it wasn't working. So we're going flaps down, full heat. Let's go.
It is freezing.
Check City. Jim.
I have an Ohio State hat with
Oh, ho, ho!
with the Ohio State flag on the bill.
Speaking of flags and flag plants, we'll get into
Yeah.
that in a little bit, I guess.
We've already talked about it.
How do you feel about it, Neme?
Yeah, you give us your thoughts because
Well, they
we had
did
a good
it all
discussion.
throughout the weekend. Like
Hmm
every game there was flag planting and fighting. So I guess it's either all or none. But I don't know. It's a little disrespectful. So there's obviously fights that are going to start when people start doing that. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
for
I'm
sure.
against it, but you just have to know there's going to be a fight if you do it. So
For sure. For sure.
Not
not
uncommon
totally
in
against it.
Columbus either.
It's
Not
it's a
totally against
regular thing.
it. Yeah, that's true.
It's like a
Blame
pastime, a rite of
blame
passage.
blame Baker
He did start it.
I blame Ryan Day.
for what
That's who I
Baker did.
blame for the ability to let that happen.
It's not won by the players on the field anymore. Got it.
Nope.
I'm not on board with getting rid of him, but they won't. But
All right, let's get into our specialty picks from last week. First, in the Mike All-Star Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, 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 pow.
It's a winner as we took the Broncos to cover 5.5, hosting the Browns, bringing the Hit Stick pick to 8-6 for the season. Next in the Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week.
Get out of here.
boom.
Ryan Day.
What?
Get out of here. Ryan Day.
Oh, I was trying to figure out where you were going with this. South Carolina money line at Clemson. We had a sad Dabo, but ultimately a happy Dabo. But as far as the risky pick, it was a winner. Bring the risky pick to 6-8 for the season.
Big happy about that one. That's good stuff. Good stuff.
We dialed some stuff up on these.
Yeah. And in the sell the nutting team Bob parlay.
Ah,
Alex, you sounded like a tennis player.
you did.
Ugh.
Ugh. We hit 3 of the 4 legs. Nemi, you were the weak link.
It's
Browns
okay.
Broncos to cover
I
five and a
gave you the
half was the
keys to the
win.
castle, Nemi.
What's that?
I gave you the keys to the castle.
Your pick let us down.
Sorry.
Then we had Notre Dame USC under. That was the lone loss within the parlay. Jim had Florida to cover at Florida State, and I had Penn State to cover hosting Maryland.
You
And
know
last,
what?
what?
That's what happened. We won a streak. I think this is the week. We're gonna hit it again.
We're in.
Yep.
We're moving towards it, and it's time to go.
Yep.
All right. And last in the Fox or Stillcox parlay.
Yeah, we didn't hit that.
Yeah,
If you're gonna lose a parlay, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. We lost them all.
There's a winner.
Oh yeah, we did hit the under in the Wisconsin Minnesota game,
Yes.
but everything else was trash.
It
Which is
was
just making Fox's case that they shouldn't be at primetime games.
so is the goal of this for it to lose so that we can demonstrate why this is true?
No, the goal is for it to win, and we are not doing well.
Okay. All right, that's last week's bets. Let's get into this week's slate. Starting in the NFL Thursday, Amazon Prime Football matchup probably of the week. Packers at the Lions. Lions favored by 3.5 over under 51.5. How committed will the Lions fans be?
I think the line.
Alex,
I'm on it.
I love you, but there's a lot of injuries on this one.
Are there a lot
Like
of new injuries though?
I think they got 4 guys out this time.
I think many of those have already been out though, haven't they? On the defensive side, at least. I don't know offensively what they have going on.
And I could see them sitting some guys.
No, not Thursday night against the Packers. No, give it to me.
Jared
Give
Goff
it
in a
to me.
dome.
Jim, you've followed Alex down this path. Are you going to stray away?
I am leaning towards not doing it.
That's fine.
You know what, Alex? I'll go to the loony bin with you.
Nice.
Jim's going to be a little wussy bag. I'm not going to be. Give me
Well,
the Lions to cover in Thursday night football.
I don't know now. Now we've got Muff calling in.
Oh, nice. FOMO's kicking in.
Yeah, buddy.
No
I
lean
mean,
for me. No lean for me, but Jared Goff in a dome usually sounds pretty good, especially at home.
Muff doing that.
sorry, Jim. You can miss out. It's okay. You can go. You can start out the week 0-0, and Alex and I will start on Thursday 1-0.
I said I was leaning.
Yeah, better lean harder. And in Sunday NFL action, we're gonna start with the Raiders at the Bucks. The Bucks favored by 6.5, over under 46.5. A lot of the metrics and a lot of the information still point to the Raiders being a very bad football team. And that last week was more a demonstration of the Chiefs and not of the Raiders.
Baker's a little banged up too now.
Yeah, all of that being said, I'm not gonna I don't trust it enough, but the
Alex, what are you
world
doing?
is saying that the Bucks should cover this game.
I
Alex, no.
Making a list of things.
think I'd be
Making a
leaning.
list.
I'd lean the Bucks.
Checking it twice.
What's that, Nemi?
I'd lean the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm leaning there. I just don't know if I can make myself do it. Next, we get the Browns at the Steelers. The Steelers favored by 6.5, over under 43.5. Steelers favored by 6.5 after just losing to the Browns within the past few weeks.
Did they
I don't
lose
bet on my own
twice?
teams, but I'd be saying Steelers here. I think at home they come out for blood.
What was that,
I
Jim?
Sorry.
I don't see them losing twice.
I don't see them losing twice, but I don't know if they cover 6.5 in a division game.
Figuring last week's game scores, 44 seems pretty low.
I looked at that too. I looked at that
Um,
too.
hold the phone. Weather on Sunday. Yeah, 49. It's gonna be near 50 degrees and sunshine. So conducive to a more offensively minded game. Yeah, I'm
How
not
many
bad with
pi-
it. I'm not bad with that over if that's where you're leaning at me.
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm not giving picks today, but I'm just here to feed some deeds, feed some little tidbits to you guys.
You're just giving good
What about
advice.
a how many picks for Jameis? Over under two.
Uh, ooh.
How about over
How
under two
about
and a half?
how
Over
about
under 2.5.
turnovers? Jameis
Okay,
turnovers.
all
I'll
right.
go over
Turnover.
2 Jameis turnovers.
Okay. You looking for a Watt strip sack? All right, we can use that.
Anybody. Herbig. It could be Herbig. All the same.
Yeah.
Which I sent a DM to Mark Caboli today. He asked for people to DM him questions. He did not get back to me.
Aw, sorry, man.
It's upsetting. Usually have a pretty good track record whenever the DMs are open for the reporters. This was not a good one. No response back. I'm gonna stay away from this one, but if I was gonna lean anything, I would go with that over. Jags at the Titans. Titans favored by 3.5, over to 39.5.
I
Uh,
lean. Go ahead, Alex.
nope, you.
I lean Titans.
I'm staying away. This sounds like a dumpster fire.
Yeah, we got no Trevor Lawrence for the Jags. Titans. I like I said last week, Alex. This is the Will Levis is the Big 12 version of the NFL. We don't know what version of him is going to show up.
Yep, my money will not be involved in this game.
No. Any thoughts?
Um. Nope. Nothing from me.
All right. Panthers at the Eagles. Eagles favored by 12.5, over under 45.5. Devontae Smith potentially getting some snaps in this game. Coming back for the Eagles.
Just a really big spread.
It
So
is the
yeah,
Panthers have been playing better, but I still don't know if I trust them against a quality opponent.
Are you saying you're taking the Eagles?
I'm saying I'm not probably not going to take anything. If I would lean anything, I would lean the Panthers plus the points because 12.5 is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm staying away.
I'd lean the
Jim,
under.
under? Okay.
Yeah.
Jim?
I'm staying away.
All right. Falcons at the Vikings. The Vikings favored by 5.5, over under 46.5. Really is the over under on Kirk Cousins' interceptions this week.
Yeah,
He
right.
looked bad last week.
He did. He did.
This is revenge, though.
This is revenge, but I don't know if he's got the tools to make this revenge go down.
Darnold and
Um,
Cousins have both been pretty bad as of late.
yeah, I'm leaning towards the Vikings. I'm gonna put in here as a maybe. Um, I think the Falcons are on a downward spiral for the rest of this season. And the Vikings, I think, are they're not trending up, but they're definitely not trending down to me. So that's going to be a lean for the Vikings minus 5.5, but I'm not going to lock that in just yet.
Understandable.
Other thoughts this game?
No. I've seen some funny memes about Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold in the locker room.
Can you give us the verbal meme? Explain
Verbal
it.
memes aren't as funny. What was the one that I sent you? When it's the longest yard. He's like, what? Why can't I be quarterback?
Oh, with Brucey,
Yeah.
the Brucey scene, and
Yeah. Why can't I be quarterback? It's got Daniel Jones face on it. That's why.
go sit down, shut up. Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 6.5, over under 46.5, 45.5. Sorry, about to
Mm,
happen, Jim.
what are you gonna do?
Give me the Dolphins.
Oh no!
I was gonna say if you go Jets here, man, I'm gonna judge you.
Give me the Dolphins. At this point, just get me to what is it, December 17th, whenever the Enigma docuseries comes out.
That guy's got multiple jobs.
Big Aaron Rodgers fan, Emmy. Big Aaron Rodgers fan.
Going Dolphins is I would go Dolphins as well. At home. They play well, a lot better at home.
This
Yeah,
is
this
the
is.
ultimate betrayal, Muff.
Is it?
I think you get your fanship removed.
I listen. I'm still. I still get the emails, Jim. You've always said I get the emails from the Aaron Rodgers fan club. They still pop in, bud.
Wow.
Still know what's
Jim,
going down.
are you excited to watch the Aaron Rodgers documentary?
I'm not watching that shit.
Do you don't want to learn? You don't want to be an educated human? You don't want to.
No,
Would you go on an ayahuasca journey with me, Jim?
no,
Oh my
Why
gosh, you
not?
two on an ayahuasca journey would be hilarious. And I would be the sober one just because I just want to sit back and watch it.
no,
Never. You would never do it.
no.
Oh, I'd go on one, then you can be the watcher.
I'm
Yeah,
not going with you.
you want to be our friend?
No.
Nemi, what are your thoughts on this?
Um, I just watch as well. I'll watch you guys.
You guys just watch in the corner. Got it. You're that kind of guy. Saints at the Giants. Saints favored by 4.5, over under 40.5. Who's starting for the Giants this week? Is it Tommy
It's Drew
Cutlets?
Drew Lock, I believe.
The old Drew boy?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Does
Ugh.
that
That
change your
makes the
opinion?
Saints it makes the Saints either quarterback makes the Saints enticing.
This is
Uh,
another dumpster fire.
this is, but I'm gonna stay away because it's at yeah, it's in New Jersey. I'm gonna stay away.
Saints' whole offense changes now with no Taysom Hill, by the way. So
I know.
it's gonna like Derek Carr. They don't have any receivers now, and Derek Carr like stinks. It's gonna be Kamara like gonna get like 100% usage. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
It's Kamara left, Kamara right, pass left, draw up the middle, and heave down the field and hope that a receiver gets a PI call.
That's exactly it. Gross.
This is like the Baltimore Ravens' old offense with Joe Flacco. That's what this is. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? Any leans?
No.
No, not in this game.
All
Alvin
right.
Kamara props over, but not a bad move.
I don't know. If everybody's keying on him, do you really want to give his over props?
Yeah.
Unless you have over under rushing attempts,
Yeah. Sure.
that might be one to look at if you get it. Seahawks at the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 2.5, over under 44.5.
I kind of like the Seahawks here.
Why is that, Jim?
A gut. I don't know.
Okay.
God.
They've been bad,
I
but
know, but for some reason, I just like it. It just
they just played. These two teams just played like 2 weeks ago, didn't they?
This is like the Brown Steelers
Yeah.
situation, right?
So
You get some
they,
in division matchups late in the year,
yeah.
stacked on each other.
So Seattle beat Arizona 16-6, and like I remember it was like kind of rainy and windy weather game.
Yeah.
I think Arizona gets them back here, but split. Just a
You
guess.
you do you, Jim. I'm not gonna go either side on this.
I might. I'm thinking about it.
I think this would be a fun game to watch. Right? I haven't watched a Seahawks Cardinals game. This is or a Seahawks or a Cardinals game this year. I would watch this one.
It's the best game at 4 on the 4 slate.
Yeah. It's gonna be America's game of the week.
Believe so. Yep.
Ooh, look at that. Next, Bears at the 49ers. 49ers favored by 3.5, over under 44.5. No Christian McCaffrey.
Dude,
No,
my sister drafted Christian McCaffrey first in fantasy or whatever, and she is now on a Christian McCaffrey sucks. I think he's dead to her. It's kind of comical.
Been
Trying
like
to
all
explain
year.
that he doesn't really suck.
He just hurt.
no Jordan Mason either. They're down to their third round.
Yeah. I in one of my fantasy leagues, actually the largest investment I have in a fantasy league, I had Austin Eckler and J.K. Dobbins. Both go on the IR the same week, and this is a league where you have to start two running backs. Let's just say that we had a bit of an issue going of what my lineup was going to be this week, and I was able to get next up at the 49ers roster. So I got lucky that I was high enough priority on the waiver wire to get him. So all that being said, has nothing to do with my betting. I'm gonna stay away from this game all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I would lean 49ers pretty heavy, but not gonna do it.
Jim, thoughts?
I'm gonna stay away.
Are you betting anything?
I am betting.
Betting anything in the NFL?
You don't know me. Leave me alone.
He said Seahawks.
I like the chuckle after that.
We've had this conversation before, Jim.
You just leave me be.
We're a betting show. You have to like provide thoughts on the
You
games.
don't. You just leave me be. Don't pressure me.
Thoughts doesn't mean you have to bet it. You just have to have a thought. You have an
You just
opinion.
leave me be.
You have opinions, don't you, damn it?
I
Leave him
did. I said I'm
be.
staying away.
I'll take the opinion. I'd lean San Fran in this one.
Thank
Chicago, like
you.
San,
Thank you, Nemi. At least somebody that's an Ohio State fan is willing to have a discussion this week.
That's fine.
Boy.
Bills at the Rams. Bills favored by 4.5, over under 49.5. Huh. Bills traveling all the way across the country on the hot streak.
I really lean the Bills here. Maybe it's just because I've been kind of burnt by the Rams lately,
Every time
but
I bet on the Rams, they lose. Every time I don't bet on the Rams, I think they've been winning. I'm just going to stay away from this game because I can't get it right. I would
you
like
go
to see the
Rams.
over. I would like to see the over.
Yeah, I think this is
Don't
a
you
Ram
just said?
spot.
This is a Ram spot?
Yeah, Bills just clinched their division too. So
Yeah, you're right. That's some of the
there.
psychological discussion going into this. But I'm going to stay away again just because I've been burned a little bit. And in Sunday night football, we have the Jazz taking on the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. Give me Jim Harbaugh on Sunday night football plus the points.
Oh,
The Chiefs finally aren't able to make this work. I'm actually going to ask the group later to decide to not decide, but to consider Chargers money line as our risky pick of the week.
I don't
interesting.
think that's a bad pick.
I think the Chargers are just going to bust them in the mouth, and the Chiefs are not going to get away with this one.
Chiefs would
I
be
don't hate that.
Other
You make a
thoughts?
valid point.
The points that I try to make in my daily life. Any other thoughts on that game?
No, I don't
just
think so.
Chiefs are due to lose. That's my only. I think.
Let me. I'm gonna stay away. That was
I
my
just said
personal.
it wasn't a bad pick, you dickhead.
All right. In Monday Night Football, this is the Simpsons simulcast. Simulcast? Alternate cast. I'm not sure. Their Simpsons graphics are going to be in this game. The Bengals at the Cowboys can't be flexed out because of this. Bengals favored by 5.5 over under 49.5. Telecast? Simulcast? I don't know what the hell it is. We're going to see some Simpsons on the TV.
Yeah. Thank goodness, because something will have to be entertaining about this.
I I
I
mean,
actually
I'm going to lean
lean
the over.
I lean the Bengals in this game.
That's a lot of points for the Bengals to cover when they have an absolute god-awful defense,
I know.
which
Yeah,
is
the
why I would venture the over.
Bengals season's like over, isn't it? Maybe, I mean, maybe it can be a wild card, but I don't know.
I think they have one of those, like, if everything happens the way
Yeah,
it has to happen, they could potentially get in.
this game's disgusting. No thanks.
Yeah. I'll cheer for points probably. I'll put a game time over on it for fun. All right. Any thoughts? Good.
I think so.
Moving into Conference Championship weekend in college football. Starting on Friday night, UNLV at Boise State. Boise State is hosting this game. Boise favored by 3.5 over under 58.5 in the Mountain West Conference Championship.
Hmm. Whew.
I'm taking Boise.
Jim's going Boise all the way on that blue turf.
I am, yes.
Fair enough.
How many touchdowns for Ashton Genty, Jim?
2.
Two?
I was gonna say 2.
It's fair. I'm gonna go with two. I'm gonna stay away from this one. I know nothing about UNLV, and the only thing I know about Boise is they have Ashton Genty, so it's all the reason for me not to be on this one.
Fair
Other
enough.
thoughts?
I think I'd lean over.
Lean over. Be fun. Be a fun Friday night game if it gets over that 58.5. Next in the Conference USA Championship game, we have the Hilltoppers
Hilltop.
of
Hilltoppers.
Western Kentucky at Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State is hosting.
I know
Jacksonville,
nothing about Jacksonville State.
you don't? Who's their
No.
coach, Alex?
It was Rich Rodriguez. Is he still there? I thought he left.
I don't know
Or
now.
got told to leave. I could be wrong.
Got
I
told
think
to
he's,
leave.
I think he's still
Hold,
there.
please.
Yeah, I thought he was still there.
He's
I
still
No,
honestly
no,
did.
Dana Holgerson got fired from Houston.
That's the
I
one.
think I just conflated the
Yeah. Your ex Mountaineer coaches.
yeah, my exes. All my exes.
Got your exes mixed up?
All my exes live in Texas, like I'm George Strait. Except for they don't, because they get kicked out of Houston.
All right. Jacksonville State favored by 3.5 over to 57.5.
I staying away.
I was hoping you were just gonna say Hilltoppers.
The Hilltoppers.
That was one of my favorite moments in the betting episode's history was whenever Jim took the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky and we asked why and he said Hilltoppers, and we let that be solid reasoning for Jim. Yeah, I'm with you, Jim. I got nothing to offer here.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Demi,
Nope.
you need
Nothing.
nothing. Tulane at Army in the AAC championship. Tulane favored by 5.5 over under 45.5. Be careful, everyone. What you pick. You may be anti-America.
That's why I'm not picking.
I have a hard time. I would lean Tulane.
Line's been getting steamed up. It was opened at like 3. It's all the way up
Did
to 5.5. So
In this game I want to take Tulane. But here's my issue. Every time I bet on any American games for America, usually I lose. So I think that
So
I
you
should
ruin America?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just don't think that maybe if I root for Tulane, it would really be the American thing to do because usually my picks are wrong. So it seems like when I bet on America, they lose. So if I bet against America, they'll win and I'll be American.
You and about 50% of America feel that way.
So, in your political affiliation, Alex, is America winning or losing right now?
Oh God. And on Saturday, Iowa State versus Arizona State. Arizona State minus 2.5 over under 50 and a half.
I am going with Arizona State here.
As am I. I'm jumping on the Dillingham train.
Yeah, me too.
Choo choo, the
Me
Dillingham
too.
train.
I'd be opposite side.
Ooh.
Alex,
Well, with
can you
Arizona
give?
State's best receivers out. That ain't gonna help much, but they do have Bo Scadaboo. But
Yeah, should have some Heisman odds, but he has no Heisman odds. I wish he did.
no,
Not that he's going to win it anyway at this point, but I just wanted him to be on the list.
Heisman is over.
Alex, can you explain to Nemi your theory on teams like Iowa State and Kansas State?
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good. And they have good sides and bad sides, and it depends on which one shows up that day. And, they can look good, but that doesn't mean they are good. Does that make sense? I can't tell if he's frozen really or if he's frozen like,
Doesn't know what to do with you.
I
yeah, I
think he
think
was frozen for a second.
his
Sorry,
eyes
I'm
just.
back. Keeps going back and forth. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think that I think that sometimes teams have good sides and bad sides, and like Iowa State, they have good Iowa State and bad Iowa State, and you never know who's going to show up. And unfortunately for
You're
them,
right.
I think the bad Iowa State is showing up this weekend.
All right, fair enough.
One of my favorite statements on the Big 12 by Alex is when the good Iowa State team shows up, they're good. When the bad one shows up, they're bad.
Yeah, I stand
Yeah,
by that. I stand by that
classic.
statement.
Rocco back. Be careful.
Hey, Alex and I were at a WU game where he and his family were honored,
Yeah, Anthony Becht. Yeah, he got into the WVU Football Hall of Fame.
and everybody but him on the field was wearing Iowa State gear.
Yes, it was kind of odd.
It was a bit odd. The battle for Ohio, Ohio versus Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio favored by 2.5 over under 44.5 in the MAC championship game. You know what? I'm glad the MAC is playing the championship game on a Saturday.
Yeah, me too. For the work bets, will probably take Ohio. I am not putting it as a best bet.
Ohio University, the
Yeah,
Bobcats.
Athens, yes.
Maction. Oh, just leaning the over in Maction.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I like that.
root for points.
Only because it's Maction. It's the only reason. I just want to say I want the over in Maction.
Something to watch. Root for points.
Bingo. In the SEC championship game, we have Georgia taking on Texas. Texas favored by 2.5 over under 49.5.
Give me Texas. Hook 'em horns, baby. Let's go.
Do not lead me down this path with you, Joe.
Hook 'em horns.
Pick 'em horns. So we hate Aaron Rodgers, but we like Matthew McConaughey. I feel like they're
Oh,
I feel like they're one and the same.
no, fuck that. First off, don't ever say that. Ever. Ever. Second off, I'm only taking Texas for one time only in this fandom.
Is this because it serves Ohio State?
I'm not saying who it serves, but I think you know how this pans out.
I feel like Jim, these are like I'm not these are borderline spite picks, but they're spite for a purpose. It's not like I'm totally anti this. I am doing this because it serves my greater common good. Is that the kind of where you're at this week, Jim?
Yeah.
All right. Uh,
Texas for me, probably. Let me see. Georgia's overrated and they stink.
and that's unfortunately where I'm not going to say I disagree with your picks. I think that if there is a game that Georgia will show up, it's this game.
I want
If
them
they
blown
can.
out. I want them blown out not just for the self-serving reason, but like I want to see the committee deal with a blown out three-loss team and justify, oh, they should be in. Tell me how.
Well, I think the committee, if we're going to get into this discussion, has already stated that the
Hmm.
teams in the conference championships, it's going to be very difficult for them to play their way out of the top 12.
Then when SMU loses, they better stay in.
Well, Alabama's already in that top 12, so what do they care now?
I'm just saying. I think there's going to be like I could see a blown out Georgia and a losing SMU, and all of a sudden the picture changes. I'm just saying.
I'm just regurgitating the information that the committee was talking about.
Yeah. Well, they've said a lot of shit over the years,
Yeah,
and they be liars.
They have all the wiggle room in the world with the criterion that they use, so
Yep.
they can put the fix in any way they want. I'm going to stay away from this one. If I was going to venture anything, I would venture the under.
No, I think you'd be wrong on that one.
I mean, you can take the over as well as Texas to cover,
I probably will that day.
but you're not confident enough to do it now.
No, no, not right this second. I'm trying to win the best bet situation, or at least stay over 500.
Marshall at the Raggin' Caggins of Louisiana Lafayette. Raging Cajuns favored by 5.5 over to 56.5 in the Sun Belt Championship.
My heart
There's
screams Marshall.
there's a part of me that wants to take Marshall just because I haven't yet this year.
I know. I have taken note of that.
That's really it. And I
You're
feel
kind of a
guilty.
dick to Marshall.
I'm not a dick to Marshall.
You haven't bet on them. They're a West Virginia team.
I've rooted for them.
How do we know? You haven't put your money where your mouth is. You're kind of a dick to
There's a
Marshall.
difference between rooting for them and thinking they're going to cover.
You're a dick to Marshall.
Oh my God, here we go. You just like say stuff sometimes. You're doing that thing where you're just going to say stuff until someone.
Alex hasn't bet on WVU yet either.
That's because he doesn't bet on his teams he likes.
Maybe that's why. Maybe Marshall's a team.
Oh, okay. There we go. It's waiting.
Marshall's a team I like.
That
We
should have been your
are.
first excuse.
Marshall.
Marshall.
Penn State.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you stole that from Marshall.
Uh, Not entirely.
Like Jerry stole the precious.
It's not trademarked.
I was gonna say a Jerry Sandusky joke and I stopped. I want to.
We could start the Sandusky combo.
Do you, Jim? Do you want to start that conversation?
No, I don't. I don't.
Do we want to start that
It
conversation?
sounds like it's
No.
going down a road where we should probably move on and start talking about the Penn State game.
This is what happens. This is what happens when Michigan beats Ohio State 4 years in a row. I turn
Talk
into a
about
very
planting flags.
bitter, angry man.
To become a bitter, angry man.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
This is a true away game for Marshall. This is at Louisiana. If that makes any difference for
It kind
anybody.
of does for me. That makes me want to stay away. Like if I was flirting with the idea just to spite Alex, now I am staying away.
All right. And in the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis, Indiana, Penn State plays Oregon. Oregon favored by 3.5 over under 49.5.
Give me Oregon.
I
Anybody else gonna pop on that train?
no, I really want to see Penn State win this game.
I love Muff. Okay, I love Muff, but Alex, explain to me the logic.
He said
Ohio
he wanted
State-
to see them win. He
I
did
didn't- I'm
not
not
say he
arguing
had
with him.
logic behind that.
I'm not arguing with him. I said Alex. I don't want to hear Muff. Alex. Ohio State beat Penn State by more than a touchdown.
Okay.
Ohio State lost to Oregon by
Okay.
a point.
Okay.
If you watch those two games, super close games,
Okay.
but definitely it's a tale of two different stories.
Okay.
I don't see how, with a spread of 3.5, you don't jump on Oregon. I just don't.
Okay,
If
it was
first off, you have faulty logic because it was a touchdown game, not by more than a touchdown.
Junk time doesn't count.
Jim, that was the score for pretty much the entire game. Penn State
Maybe-
scored a touchdown in the first 5 minutes.
And then never scored again. That's right. I'm sorry.
In the second half, they scored 0 points.
That's right. See what I mean? They were garbage, like half a game. Thank you, Muff. Thank you.
You said they won by more than a touchdown. I just
I'm sorry.
showed
I'm
that
sorry.
you
You
were
jogged
lying.
my memory. My
Quit
point
lying.
is
Quit
Ohio
lying.
State beat them handedly and stayed in a fight with the number one team. And now Penn State versus Oregon.
I would
3.5
love for you,
points.
Jim, just look at Oklahoma beating Alabama. Who is Alabama beat? If you're going to use this transitive property, you have to use it uniformly, not just when it suits your needs.
I'm 3.5 points, Muff. I don't see Penn
So,
State.
so Oklahoma should be favored against Georgia by like 10.
This is. Give me Oregon 3.5.
There you go.
No
just
problem.
just say that's your thought.
No problem. I
Don't
don't
try
see
to
how
play
this is
this.
easy. The spread should be 7.
right.
Put Neme
Alex?
back in.
Stay away.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right. Penn State, Oregon. We've heard some of the toxic banter back and forth between Jim and I, Alex being caught in the crossfire. Neme got kicked out. I don't know why. I think he got throttled. Too much Ohio State talking in this podcast definitely throttles people out. So, Neme, your thoughts, Ohio State, Oregon, or Penn State, Oregon.
So this line opened up at Oregon -3.5, and all I've seen is money, public, everything on Oregon, and the line has not budged one bit. So the last time I saw that happen like this was when Ohio State played Michigan. This is bad, but they were 7-point favorites at home, and everyone was Ohio State, Ohio State, Ohio State, pros, public, everything, and Michigan ended up winning that game. So something tells me Penn State is either winning or definitely covering this game, even though I don't know how, as to Jim's point, but just something seems odd with the line.
Now you brought in some voodoo into it.
Yeah.
You did say within the past few weeks, Jim, you wanted to be more contrarian and you were paying more mind and attention to like where the money was.
Yeah, now he's brought some voodoo into it.
Yeah, I don't something weird, like not saying weird, but like Vegas must like where they're at with that line. But even though people are betting Oregon, a lot of people.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bet the over.
Yeah.
I feel like staying away because of the same reason that I feel like staying away in the Texas Georgia game. Like these are just so like I just feel like they're unpredictable matchups. Like if it was during the season, it wasn't a championship, I would probably have like stronger opinions. I'd probably go Texas and maybe if I'm forced to put my money somewhere, Oregon. But like in a championship game, I don't know. You just never know.
All right.
Penn State need to win to be in the playoff, or is that
No.
not?
No, they're locked in.
Okay. So
If-
again, it's like Georgia, Texas. To Alex's point, they they're both already in, so it's just a matter of who's getting the bye and who's not. So
And last in the ACC championship game, Clemson taking on SMU. SMU favored by 2.5, over under 56.5.
I like Clemson here.
I like SMU. So
oh,
I'm gonna be on SMU here.
What?
head to head.
Is this a anti pick, Jim? Is this like a voodoo pick?
I just think Clemson's gonna win. Like that. That's what I think.
Can't believe you said those words out loud.
Neither can I, but that's just I have to be real at some point. I can't just
Always play the heel.
Well, he just always plays
that's-
sad Dabo. I mean, that's not even a heel. It's just he's been so
That's
consistent with that. For him to go the other way says a lot.
That's just how I feel. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I have no I wish that
I
I
think it's
paid more
blew Muff's
attention to
mind.
S. No, you have. I wish I paid more attention to SMU this season. Like, there's been no reason for me not to pay attention to them, but I just wish that I had kept up with them enough to have a good sense of what I should and shouldn't do in this game. For that, I'm going to stay away, but there's going to be some money tossed at this on Saturday night. I just don't know which direction it's going to go.
It's the big stage, right? Like
Mhm.
they've not necessarily been on the big stage in a long time. Whereas old Dabster, he thrives in this environment. So I don't know how you not ride with the Dabby.
Off
In
the top
my-
of your head, do you know who the best team SMU played all year was, or in your opinion, do you have any
Penn-
idea?
They play
My
Pitt.
point, I guess, before we go into that, they haven't really played. They played not many good teams. I guess is kind of what I'm saying.
Did they play Pitt?
Well, they
Blew it out.
they beat Pitt. Yep. So maybe that's the best team they played, or Louisville,
Louisville would be. Yeah.
BYU. I guess must have BYU week 3 by 3, but
the Chargers line has moved.
Who?
FYI. 3.
Who
3. Wait, I'm wrong. I apologize. Looking at something else. I did it.
You get so bent up about this. You like keep tabs ever since you got called out.
I did. You're damn right.
So Nemi, earlier in the year, Jim placed a bet after we had recorded the episode and said, "No, no, no, I got him at this." And we said, "Jim, whatever we finalize on the podcast is what you have to go with." He's like, "No, no, no, but it moved." And ever since then, Jim hounds these lines as soon as he puts them in to make
Yeah.
sure that they don't move. Um, we also sometimes are skeptical about Jim saying that they moved because he also tried to manipulate his record one week and tried to get around us that he improved his record. Unfortunately, he ran into the ultimate detail-oriented human that I am, and it did not work out in his favor.
Yeah, Jim's on one today. He's definitely trying to win this the
Oh,
bet.
yeah.
He's
You're
trying to
right.
get the best bet.
Oh, since we have a non-participant, what are the terms of who wins the best bets? There's a monetary bet, correct?
There is a monetary bet.
Yeah,
Hmm.
There is
it
a
was
monetary
last
bet.
year.
We
So
never named the actual dollar amount.
I think the first year that Alex won it, it was a $50 hair bet.
that
I
is what
believe,
it
but
was.
this year we've not set a dollar amount to it.
I
If we're
believe
keeping it
believe
in
it's
general,
consistent.
then we can do that. But of course, Muff cares as he climbed back from the abyss.
I simply wanted to know for the
I
masses.
simply wanted to know now that I'm winning, how much money I'm
I
going
would
to get.
like to point out that I've paid every year.
That is true.
Muff, you've won every year,
No,
except
I
for the
won
one
Alex
year
last
won.
he
year.
won.
Alex won.
I won last year.
I paid Alex.
He did.
Dick,
Did you pay Alex?
Yes,
I
he did.
did.
There we go. We all paid up then.
I think fit sounds like nonpartisan 50 it is.
Okay.
There we go. It's in the stones now. We've written it in stone. All right. Let's get into this week's best bets. Starting with me. And
Sure.
Yeah.
Thursday night football, I'm going to take the Lions to cover 3.5, hosting the Packers. In Conference Championship college football, I'm going to take Arizona State to cover 2.5 against Iowa State. I'm going to take Penn State, Oregon over 49.5. And in the NFL, I'm going to take the Vikings to cover 5.5, hosting the Falcons, the Dolphins to cover 6.5, hosting the Jets, and the Chargers plus the points, 3.5, traveling to Kansas City. Jim.
I'm gonna take the Packers or the Lions minus 3.5 at the Packers. Chargers plus 3.5 at the Chiefs. Boise State minus 3.5. UNLV. Arizona State minus 2.5 at Iowa State. Texas minus 2.5 versus Georgia. Oregon minus 3.5 at Penn State.
Alex.
I am going with the Lions minus 3.5 versus the Packers. Uh, Arizona State minus 2.5 versus Iowa State. The Bucks minus 6.5 versus the Raiders, and SMU minus 2.5 versus Clemson.
Seems like you guys got a couple of the same going on.
About to
We
find
do.
this.
Yeah,
We're about to find this out. Nemi, any lock picks you want to toss in there?
Uh I don't think so. Again, the only one I'd be really different on is I like Iowa State, so and I know you guys all like Arizona State, but not nothing. And then I think in the NFL, which one was I? Hold on, I was looking at Arizona. I think they'll be at Seattle. Flip side of that game. That's really it. Those two probably for me.
All right. That brings us into our specialty picks, starting with the Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Pow, pow, pow.
Well,
Mm,
do we want to dive into the Thursday night bucket again?
Sure seems
yeah,
like it should be Lions or Arizona State for you guys.
I'm down.
I'm good with either the Lions or Arizona State. Jim, which way do you feel?
I'm down with the Thursday. I want to break the curse.
Okay. Break the curse week.
We're breaking the curse. Lions cover 3.5 in Thursday night football, hosting the Packers. Next to the Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week.
Get out of here, Ryan Day.
Nebby, did you say that you were in favor
Of which one?
of ridding Columbus of Ryan Day?
Yeah, I think I'm about done with that. He can't win a big game, and all those videos about him standing there as the teams fought each other,
Oh,
like
oh.
like he's confused or something. Like what? Like what are you doing, man? Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with
Mm.
You just became Jim's best friend.
him. I'll stay
Yeah.
faithfuls,
The Faithfuls or Skies Falling or I don't know.
Yeah, that's the combination.
Here's what. Okay, before we even do this, I want
If
to
you
know.
talk about the whole fight thing, I'm
No,
gonna I'm
no, no,
gonna
no,
hang
no,
up. I
no, no,
can't do it
no, no, no,
again.
no, 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 no. Calm
I'm
down.
gonna hang up.
Calm down. How similar is Jim your sentiments towards Ryan Day right now to the tenor of Columbus?
Meaning, like, do all Ohio State fans think how we do about Ryan Day? Is that what
No,
you're
no,
asking?
no. I need to know how Columbus is taking this right now, in
Um,
compared to Jim's reaction.
I think it's mixed. There is a fan base like me and about the fight that's solely like hung up on the fight and like
Okay.
is adamant that that is the be all end all.
Yeah.
There's a fan base that is more torn about the loss, like the actual loss. And then there's a fan base that's like, we can't lose him because of this recruiting class. We still have the playoffs. Like, how do we want him gone, but how do we negotiate that? So there's like three variations.
All three want him gone. Only one of them.
Doesn't give a fuck. Like, doesn't care how we do it.
Okay.
Like, it has to happen. Put his head on a spike. That's not like, I don't want his
I
head on a
understand
spike,
that.
but
Yeah.
like,
But not really, just yeah.
yeah,
Not literally, but
yes, like it has to
they wouldn't
happen.
like argue against it if it happened either.
Right. And it's solely
They're not gonna do it, but if it happened, okay.
it's solely based on that fight.
Okay. That's that
Yeah.
fan
Mine,
base.
mine is based more on if you lose Michigan 4 years in a row, and two of them, mind you, Harbaugh was around last year, but he didn't coach in the game. Now this year, Harbaugh is not even around. You still lost to Sharon Moore, and their two best players didn't even play. Their cornerback, first round pick, their tight end, first round pick, didn't play. So it's almost like they were playing with house money. Like, but you can't lose
Yeah.
that. You cannot lose that game, and you cannot lose how you did. That's it. The fight is the kind of whatever, but that you can't. You can't lose at home as 21-point favorites. No, can't do it.
Yeah, he would be that middle of the road fan base. And I say middle of the road because like which
Yeah.
is crazy, but like that is the middle of the road fan base here in Columbus.
Yep.
All right, so we're done talking about this now.
Thank you.
Hard stop.
The Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week.
I had one.
We
Looks like
talked
it's
about the Chargers.
Yeah,
I
it
said
looks like
I was going to put the Chargers fourth. Not that everybody was in agreement, but
I don't mind that.
let me see based on our discussions if I can find any other ones.
there's
Clemson was an option.
Ooh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, sorry, that was not an option.
it
Marshall.
was Jim was in his feels about Clemson.
I can't put
That's
it as a specialty pick.
I'll put
Like
fourth Marshall.
I don't mind that either.
Marshall's
I
an
don't like Marshall traveling to Louisiana.
I just don't want Jim to be able to say I didn't try.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, good for you, Alex. Good for you. Sometimes you have to posture.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you guys the Browns people were saying they didn't like that many points, but I know you guys can't probably bet that game,
I'm
right?
pretty sure those two can.
Seahawks.
I like that as well.
I'd go Seahawks or um the Chargers. I think the Chargers is more fun.
I think Chargers is the one.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that just so if they do win, then I can stop listening at least 1 week to not just you, Jim, but the world saying that the NFL is rigged.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
And who else better than to do it than a Harbaugh?
See, this is
And a Herbert.
fuck you, Muff. How about that?
Well, I mean, I just want you to be able to say that you were in favor of betting the Chargers this year. I think we've achieved this. They're on your best bets.
I don't
and
want to
they're a
do this
risk pick.
anymore.
And they're a risky pick.
Oh no.
Who do you hate more, the NFL being rigged, or do you hate Harbaugh's more?
Harbaugh's.
They don't
No,
even
I think he hates that Fox's Cox or whatever.
I
No,
do hate Fox.
he does hate that. You're right. No, he hates that I'm trying to manipulate this for later,
I do.
for future.
It's used against him in the future is basically what's happening here.
This is exactly what's happening. Jim knows it.
Yep.
We can go with Clemson money line.
No.
I think
I'm on SMU.
I hope Oregon blows the fucking doors off Penn State.
If they don't, whew, it'll be fun Sunday.
75% of the bets also hope they do, Jim.
Yeah, I just
This
hope
is
they
this is exactly why it's not going to happen.
roll the doors off of them.
Andy Kolonicki's always got some up his sleeve.
Yes,
Right,
future head coach of the OVU.
I was just gonna say, I think he's focusing on his next
In your guys' dreams, but that'd be a great hire if he did.
I mean,
there's chance.
It would be a great hire.
a huge step down in talent.
All right, let's go to the next one. The parlay.
Oh, we got to find it. Who is it?
What do you mean?
Who's the risky pick?
We just did. It's the Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers.
Get to the Chargers. All right, and he saw the nutting Bob parlay.
Uh,
What are we going to call this next year, Jim?
the Fire the Ryan Day
No,
parlay.
no, you had this last week.
I did. The Buddy Lay parlay.
Buddy Lay, baby.
I loved it.
Alex, you missed that.
I did miss it.
This was a conversation last week, and Neme discussed how there's some common nomenclature that people call this when you put these together. They call them buddy lays.
Yep.
So,
Wow.
I think we're going to rename the buddy lay parlay.
You got it.
It's
That's
a
fair.
good one.
Yep, the Buddy Lay.
Take some pressure off us going into next year.
Since I lost my part of the Buddy Lay last week, I'm going to go last and go off.
Oh, no. The people that do the worst get to go first.
You get to go first.
Because they have the most games to choose from. That way they're not so conflicted at the end that they have to pick a game that they aren't confident in.
Oh, geez. On the spot, huh? All right. Let's go with the Cardinals minus the 2.5. But that boxes out anyone who wanted Seattle. That's why I was going to go last and go off of that. But all right.
No, that's good. I like that.
Alex may not.
All right.
Jim?
Give me Arizona State minus 2.5 versus Iowa State.
You didn't. I was ready for scorched earth by you.
No, man. No.
Yeah, where's the Oregon pick?
So I was awaiting scorched earth by Jim.
No.
Alex?
Give me fudge. That narrows me down, huh? Oof. Give me the Bucks. Just because I feel like Jim was against the SMU pick. I'm trying to meet in the middle.
I like the Bucks. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, I'm going to go with Penn State, Oregon over.
This parlay is going to lose on his leg because he's a spiteful prick.
Oh, the over? Okay.
The over.
Okay.
How is that spiteful?
When the mobster pick loses and the Penn State pick loses, it's going to be your fault. Your fault.
You put this squarely on my shoulders.
Yep.
I didn't even pick a side. I didn't even pick a side
you
in
brought
that, Jim.
so much spite tonight.
Where
much trapping.
Give me
so much little jibs and jabs at me. It's gonna bite you.
That's 100% correct. Where are my spiteful picks? I need you to show them to me.
You brought the Penn State into this parlay after I did this nice Arizona pick.
Oh, that's your nicety? You're going to say that was nice after you've just been shitting on Penn State this entire episode. You're going to say,
I'm
"Oh,
just
this is I'm going to be nice on this
I'm
one."
just being realistic.
I just think that you're not confident enough that Oregon's going to win that you don't want to put them in there.
Don't do this.
Uh-uh. Can't have a team and an over under. We don't want that.
It's cool, Muff.
That's like a parlay within a parlay.
It's okay, Muff.
It's the same game parlay.
It's all right, buddy.
That's right.
Hey, you have just so you know, Neme, you have an additional device hanging out in the lobby here.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Your code, Peter.
Jessica is on the podcast.
Oh wow. What are you doing? I sent it to her so I could click the link.
When you're coming upstairs.
All right. That
Hi
wraps up.
guys. Okay.
Hello.
See, there you go. That's fun, right?
There we go. That's a good time. Wraps up this week's episode of Sports Stuff, Betting Stuff, where you get all the fun picks, all the fun guests, and even some guests of guests.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on again.
Yeah,
At
thanks
the
for coming
end.
on.
Thank you, Nev, for being on the past couple weeks, giving us your knowledge bombs, being a good foil to Jim's iState fandom. His effort attitude right now is in the dumps. But it's okay, everybody, because at the end of this week, there's a rainbow with a pot of gold that's going to give us a
Payday.
Payday.